Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's good to see you again, and I am so excited to be talking about our journey after Clomid. And let's get started. Okay, so after we had 6 months unsuccessful on Clomid, our doctor, my OBGYN, referred us on to an IVF doctor. She did suggest 2 different doctors, so we chose the one that was closest to us, and we went and set up a consultation, and they went over all of our options with us. So they suggested or recommended that we start out doing shots, which means I would give myself shots every day in my stomach to grow my eggs big enough so that they will drop on their own. And a lot of people have success with this and don't end up having to go the route of actually growing them and then taking them out and connecting the sperm and the egg and then putting it in utero, which is a much more expensive route. So I was pretty excited to get this started, get the show on the road, and I was really hoping that it was going to work this time. In my heart, I felt like it wasn't going to, but I was willing to try anything at this point to try and get pregnant. And we were so excited and just willing to do anything at this point to start our family. And I am not a big fan of shots, as many people are not. But I have always had this fear of going and getting lab work or getting a shot. And when I found out I was going to have to do this, I was really determined. I told myself, you can do this. You know, it's not that bad. It'll be worth it in the end. And just suck it up, buttercup. So I did. I am so proud of myself looking back on that. I did my shots. I did them every day. And we actually, the first month, we weren't on enough medication and we didn't create enough eggs. And so then they added more medication, which upped the cost, upped the antidote, when it came to how much medicine I was going to be taking, which meant more shots. And you would just give the shots in your stomach, just pinch like a little bit of fat, and then just put the whole needle all the way in. That's how you knew you were doing it right. They were pretty quick, painless, other than like the repetitive of it is what began to make your stomach sore. Other than that, I applaud myself. I think I got pretty good at it, and I was just ready for the end result of pregnancy. So we did that for about 6 months, and then had another consultation with the doctor, and he actually brought out a pair of dice and rolled them on the table and said, those were your chances of conceiving. Let's say you had a 4 and you're going to conceive. And he rolled the dice and it wasn't a 4. And so he's like, it wasn't your turn to conceive. He's like, we could do another 6 months of this, so I'd recommend going the more expensive route that ups your chances of getting pregnant. And that would mean we would have to come up with a lot of money, pull our savings, which was a really scary thought, because when you want to start a family, you want to have savings. You don't want to spend all your savings trying to have a family. And so we had to really sit down, talk about finances. And they do have loans out there that you can get for IVF, which surprised me, but I guess they have loans for everything. You just wouldn't think of it. And so we actually were going to set up our IVF appointment to get the whole process started and you start with an ultrasound, then you start your medication, and everything has to line up with your cycle, the doctor's schedule. It's very complicated and very time consuming. And being on that medicine can be dangerous, especially for people with PCOS, because being on that medicine pushes your ovaries to grow many eggs, and when you don't release them, they can turn into big cysts, which is very painful and very dangerous. And so that you have to be monitored weekly when you are doing this and you have PCOS. And so that was beginning to take, I guess, that was a thought that we were gonna have to drive a lot in the back of my mind, and just kept chugging along thinking it'll be worth it, do it. And so when we called to set up the appointment, our IVF doctor was closing his practice. And so after all that, getting to know him, getting to know the staff, starting to just feel comfortable with the idea of even doing IVF and spending all this money, time, effort, he was up and leaving, and we would ask why, and there was no reason. We could not get an answer, a clear answer of why he was closing his practice, which was a little scary. So then fate, you know, I do believe in fate, and I you know, had it in my heart, we will get pregnant if we do IVF. And so we decided to go to the second doctor that my OBGYN referred us to in the beginning, and I absolutely adore him. When we went in for our first consultation, he did not pull out a pair of dice. He did not make me feel like I was just another number. He made me feel like he would do anything for us to try and have a family. And there was pictures of babies all over the walls of successful pregnancies that he has, you know, helped start. And so it just was amazing to see, and it just, you know, brought, you know, it really did. It brought tears to my eyes walking in there and seeing all these beautiful babies and amazing families that probably struggled as much as I was struggling just to start their family or add on to their family. So I was pretty excited to meet him and start this journey with him. And it was just an amazing moment to realize this might be it. And this might be our time. And so if you would like to find out then what happens next once we started our IVF journey, please join me next week. Thank you.